We've all been there. You're wondering if dating is just about having good luck, great looks, or knowing some secret magic line. But what if I told you it's not random at all? What if there's a pattern, a whole system of attraction that most of us just never got taught? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today.
Does this sound familiar at all? You put in all this effort, you really try to be the quote-unquote good guy, but you still end up getting ignored, or worse, ghosted. Or you just get that sinking feeling in your stomach that you're trying way too hard. It's a super frustrating cycle, right? But the key thing to realize here is that this isn't some personal failure. It's a mistake in your approach.
And this is the absolute heart of it. Attraction isn't some mystical force that just happens. It actually follows some pretty predictable patterns. And once you finally understand the system behind it, everything can change. Seriously, suddenly there's no more chasing, no more confusion, just a clear path to getting the results you actually want.
So the first major idea we need to tackle is a huge mindset shift, moving from asking for things to leading. This one change, by itself, can completely flip the entire power dynamic of your interactions.
Just think about the default approach for a second. Hey, can I take you out sometime? Do you want to hang out? It seems polite on the surface, but what it's really communicating is a request for her permission, for her approval. You're basically handing over all the control, and that can kind of kill the attraction before it even gets started.
Let's just look at this side by side. On the left, you've got the asking frame. It's hesitant and it puts all the pressure on her to make the decision. But on the right, the leading frame, it's confident, it's decisive. You're not asking for permission, you're inviting her into the cool life you're already living. It's a massive shift from please choose me to come join me. See the difference?
This really nails the core idea. Confidence isn't about being arrogant. It's about being decisive. And when you lead, one of two things is going to happen. If she's interested, she'll come along. If she's not, you find out fast, and you can move on. It just saves everybody a whole lot of time and energy.
Okay, so let's build on that with our second big principle, speaking with emotion, not just logic. This is all about the style of communication that actually creates a real connection.
So many of us fall into this trap of trying to win someone over with logic, listing our good qualities like it's a job interview. I have a good job, I'm a nice guy, I'm stable. But attraction isn't a logical checklist, it's an emotional reaction. So the most important question you should be asking yourself is this: how do you make her feel when she's talking to you?
Just look at the difference here. The boring, logical questions are so predictable. They feel like an interrogation, right? What do you do? Where are you from? But these intriguing emotional statements, they create curiosity, a little bit of playful challenge. They make her stop and actually think. You're turning the conversation into an experience, not just an exchange of data.
And a huge part of creating that emotional intrigue is just holding back a little. This isn't about being shady or dishonest. It's about pacing. When you don't just dump everything about yourself out on the table at once, you create some space for her to become curious about you. And you gotta remember, curiosity is basically the engine that drives all interest. And that curiosity naturally leads right into our third principle, inspiring her to invest in the interaction too. Because if she's curious, she'll start to value your time and attention, which is absolutely 100% crucial for building any kind of lasting attraction.
All right, now for a hard truth, one that can be a little tough to swallow. If you're the only one putting in all the effort, always texting first, always making the plans, always giving the compliments, your attention starts to lose its value. It's a basic human principle. We value the things we have to work for. Real attraction only grows when the investment goes both ways.
So how do we actually get that mutual investment going? Well, there are 3 key triggers. First up, reward her effort. When she shows interest, you reward that with your interest. But if she pulls back, you match that energy instead of chasing her down. Second, scarcity. And this isn't about playing games. It's about having your own full life. When you're not available 24/7, your time and your attention just naturally become more valuable. And third, frame things as a lighthearted challenge. This makes her want to invest and prove herself, rather than feeling like she has to.
Okay, let's bring all of this together. We're going to talk about the new rules that really lock in this mindset and help you avoid the single biggest mistake that can completely destroy all of your progress.
If you only take away one thing from all of this, let it be this: the number one absolute biggest mistake is trying to convince someone to like you. The second you start justifying why you're a great catch, or chasing when she's distant, or accepting the friend zone, hoping she'll magically change her mind, the game is over. You just can't negotiate attraction. It has to grow from a place of genuine respect and connection.
So let's just recap these final rules to live by. First, a two-strike rule, really for your own sanity. If she pulls away, you match her energy and give her space. If it happens a second time and she doesn't re-engage, that's a crystal clear signal to move on. Second, you have to drop the pick-me energy. Begging for attention is the fastest way to lose all respect. And finally, you have to operate from a mindset of abundance. When you truly believe you have other options, you project this quiet confidence that is just incredibly attractive.
And all of this really just leaves us with one final question for you to think about. Take a hard look at your own actions, your own mindset. Are you actively building attraction through leadership, emotional connection, and getting her to invest? Or are you unintentionally just begging for it? Because the difference between those two, well, it's everything.